These fires are all tragedies that resulted in loss of the ship, loss of cargo, and loss of life. What they all have in common is that each of these fires started small enough at one point to be fought and put out with a portable fire extinguisher. In this program, we will start by reviewing the 4 types of fires and the elements needed to sustain and put out a fire. We will then review the types of extinguishers you probably have on your ship, how they are to be used against each of the types of fire, and how to use each of them for maximum benefit. Finally, we will review how to make sure your extinguishers are properly maintained and ready to help prevent a small fire from becoming an inferno. Along the way, we will offer tips and advice on how to make the best use of portable extinguishers.
Okay, ready? Let's fight fire.
We'll see fire extinguishers in use at the Washington State Patrol Fire Training Academy in North Bend, Washington. Fires start because of a chemical reaction occurring between 3 elements: a fuel, such as wood, gasoline, or cooking oil; a source of heat, such as a welding torch or an electrical spark; and oxygen, or the air we breathe. Fires stop when you take any one of these elements away. That's what fire prevention is all about, making sure these 3 elements do not have a chance to react. However, if and when these elements do react to start a fire, they are generally classified into one of 4 types, each symbolized by these familiar old and new symbols. A fires are made of ordinary combustibles, such as wood, paper, and plastic. B fires are made of flammable liquids, such as gasoline, oil, and paint. C fires are started by electrical equipment, such as energized fuse boxes, power tools, and cooking hot plates. And D fires are burning combustible metals such as magnesium or potassium. Alternative classification systems may be used in different countries. Fires involving cooking oils or fats are designated as Class F or K. There are 4 basic types of portable extinguishers: water, foam, dry chemical, and CO2. Water extinguishers work by cooling the fire. Water removes the heat element from the fire triangle. Foam and CO2 smother the fire, in effect removing the oxygen element from the fire triangle. Finally, dry chemical extinguishers break the chemical reaction occurring between each of the triangle's elements. Each type of extinguisher is designed for a different purpose, yet there are features common to them all. They all have a label showing the date of inspection. Each label shows at a glance what type of fire it can be used on. Each label has a numerical rating. The higher the number, the more firefighting power it has. Each extinguishing medium is assigned its own color code: red for water, blue for dry powder, cream for foam, and black for carbon dioxide. A 5th color, yellow, has been added for the new wet chemical type of fire extinguisher. The next time you pass an extinguisher on board, stop to look at its label. Not only will you become more familiar with their location, you will also see the important information on them, such as capacity, last inspection, and fire type. It is important to select the right extinguisher. Most extinguishers on board your ship are probably multi-class rated and can be used on a variety of fires.
That type of extinguisher could extinguish a fire in these electronics, a short or
Even with the best planning, a fire may break out on board. Before fighting the fire, there are some important rules to be followed. 1. Sound the alarm. 2. Help other crewmen who may be in danger, making sure everyone who can has left the area. 3. Make sure the fire is confined and not spreading. 4. Be sure you have a clear escape route that's not blocked by the fire. There may be several types of extinguishers on board. With few exceptions, they all operate in a similar manner. And an easy technique to remember how to operate them is with the word PASS, which stands for pull, aim, squeeze, and sweep. P or pull means to pull the pin at the top of the extinguisher to unlock the release mechanism. Next, A or aim means to stand about 3 meters from the fire and aim at the base of the fire. S or squeeze means to squeeze the lever and discharge the agent at the fire. Releasing the lever stops the flow of the agent. Finally, S or sweep means as you carefully move towards the fire, you sweep the hose back and forth until the flames die. After the fire appears to be out, watch carefully for reigniting. If that occurs, repeat the same pass process. As you fight the fire, keep in mind what every experienced firefighter knows. Never turn your back on a fire.
Never turn your back on the fire.
Recharge the extinguisher immediately after each use, regardless of how much it was used. Even if the fire was small and put out quickly, do not return the used extinguisher to its location. Be sure to fully recharge the extinguisher you just used. The fire extinguishers on board your ships are only as good as their maintenance program. Without proper inspections and maintenance, your ship, its cargo, and crew are all at risk. To make sure your portable firefighting equipment is up to date and ready, all ships should make sure that each extinguisher is inspected and discharged once each year. Also, each extinguisher should be pressure tested once every 4 years. On each extinguisher bottle, look to see the record of inspection and discharge hung around its neck. Also, look to see the date of the last inspection on that same tag. Finally, make sure you know where the instructions for recharging or refilling are located on board. The maintenance requirements vary from flag to flag. Follow your ship's FFA maintenance manual for detailed instructions. We discussed the basics of fire reviewing the fire triangle and the different classes of fire. We then looked at several typical portable extinguishers and discussed the type of fires on which they should and should not. We then showed a simple method for remembering a good firefighting technique. Finally, we discussed the importance of proper inspections and maintenance.